Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I am on a financial freedom journey with my family, and I share all about that and more on my channel. And a new series that I've recently started is budget reviews. I have seriously enjoyed doing these so much. It has been so challenging and hopefully really helpful to the community and for the individual that we do the budget reviews for. Sometimes it can be super helpful to get an outsider perspective on your budget. Even if you feel like you're doing a good job or you have things under control, it can sometimes be helpful to have somebody on the outside just take a look at it and give you advice. And obviously I am not a financial professional, so this is just for fun. I do just enjoy doing these videos and helping you guys out as much as I can. I am not, like I said, a professional, so I would never do like budget coaching or anything where I would charge you guys, because I am not to that level of expertise. I am merely a mom who got out of debt. That is my thing. So super happy to be bringing these videos to you guys. It seems like you guys have been enjoying them as well. And today we have a really great one for Jessica, who lives in New York. So let's go ahead and get started with Jessica's budget review. So Jessica is 32 years old. Like I said, she lives in New York State. She is single. She does have a boyfriend, but they seem to not split anything. So for her budget purposes, I'm going to consider her single. And for her annual gross income, she makes approximately $65,000 a year. Jessica's short-term financial goal would be to pay off her credit card and also pay down some debt. She does currently have 3 debts that she has. She has one credit card, which is about $6,900, which she does have on a 0% card until the end of the year. She has a personal loan for about $12,000 and a student loan for about $15,000. She has about $5,000 currently in savings and $24,000 currently invested. Her biggest financial struggles are debt, being in debt and paying off debt, and also overspending, which again, I feel like has been a theme in every single one of these videos. And you guys, I just want you to know that if you struggle with overspending, it is completely normal and we can get through it. I have a lot of tips for you guys, and it has been a struggle for me too. And yeah, just shared struggle, I think, for everyone. It is very easy to overspend, especially in the world that we live in today. Everything is so fast and easy, and credit cards and saving your credit cards online and just clicking with one click to purchase something. Like, it is so easy to get in that overspending mindset. So you can get through it. I have tips, like I said, and I will share some of those through this video today. And her long-term financial goal would be to be debt-free. She also referenced in her form that she wants to continue to save for retirement, save for vacations, have savings in her emergency fund, all of the good things. So let's go ahead and go through Jessica's debt overview first. We'll kind of talk through the plan for her debt, and then we will go through her budget following. All right, so just listing out Jessica's debt in a little bit more detail. So I did prioritize them pretty much the same that I had listed on her intake form. So priority number 1 for me would definitely be the credit card. That is $6,948, and that is at 0% until December. The monthly payment right now is $45. Then she has her personal loan, which is at 10%, and that is at $12,000, and the minimum payment is $300. And then she has her student loan, which is $15,197, 3.6%, and $173. So actually, the nice thing about her debts as well is that they do kind of follow both the snowball and the avalanche method automatically, because while her credit cards are 0% right now, I'm assuming that rate after December is higher than 10%. So we would leave that there even for the avalanche method, and then we would be going down in interest rate along the way. And also balances, we are starting with smallest and ending with largest. And generally, I would always prioritize other forms of debt over student loans. Typically, they do tend to be pretty low interest rate, and definitely credit cards you want to be paying off as soon as possible. So one thing I want to look at for Jessica is to figure out how much she needs to pay to be able to have this credit card paid off by December. So I'm currently filming this in February, so I'm going to consider 11 months of the year. Again, you may need to adjust this if you are starting a little bit later, Jessica, but just for the sake of the video, I will use 11 months. So we're just going to take that $69.48 and divide that by 11, and that would mean you would have a goal payment monthly of $632. We'll just round it up. So we will see if we can fit that in your budget. That would be able to make you credit card debt free by December 2025. If that does not fit in your budget, we will have to figure something else out and kind of see what we can do otherwise. But let's go ahead and go through your budget and see if we can fit in this goal payment of $632. All right, so let's go ahead and go through Jessica's budget. So she gets paid bi-weekly. She makes $1,772 bi-weekly. She does put in $156 for her 401k, $103 for her health insurance, and $38 in an FSA. And then she also pays taxes on top of that. So we are working with 2 paychecks. Now, obviously, when you do get paid bi-weekly, there are a couple of times a year where you do receive a third paycheck. Jessica, if that is true for you, that you do get paid bi-weekly and that you have those extra months, I would personally use those extra paycheck months as opportunities to put more money towards debt or whatever financial goal you're working on. It can be really tempting to just want to be able to spend extra or do other things those months. But if you can dedicate those months to paying off debt, you will be debt free way faster. So we're going to budget based off of $3,544. And I did fill in what she had on her list. And so let's go through those together. So for rent, she pays $600. Natural gas, $50, electric, $155, auto insurance, $141. Now, one thing I would note about the auto insurance is you may be able to get a better rate if you do it twice a year. I know a lot of companies allow you to pay bulk upfront. So if you can do that, I would highly recommend doing that and then creating a sinking fund for the auto insurance instead of paying it monthly. That has been really helpful for us. And 141 does seem kind of high. I'm assuming this is just for one vehicle. So maybe it might be worth shopping around as well. $75 for Chewy. I'm assuming that's for a pet. $30 for water and $30 for subscriptions. In her note, she put that she has Amazon, Max, Hulu, and Instacart. So seems pretty reasonable to me for amount of subscriptions. So let's go ahead and total up these fixed expenses. So we have the $600 rent, $50 for gas, $155 for electric, $141 for auto, $75 for Chewy, $30 and $30. Now the other thing I did notice that may be missing or might just be paid by maybe someone else is cell phone. If you do have a cell phone, make sure you include it. Otherwise, if it's not included, then don't include it. So let's take that away from our $355.44, and that leaves us with $2,463. So that leaves us with $2,463 to continue to work with. Now, for variable expenses, she has $100 for gas, $350 for groceries, and then she did have some personal spending listed out, but I didn't see an amount. It may have gotten cut off in the form. So I'm gonna have to guess here. So she did say that her personal spending covers going out to eat, massages, shopping, and other personal items. I'm gonna put 200 here, Jessica. If that is wrong, I'm so sorry. Definitely feel free to adjust that in your own budget, but I'm just gonna guess 200. I feel like that would be a good amount for that. But again, if you need to adjust, definitely do so. So add those up, and that is $650. And because you do say that you struggle with overspending at times, I would definitely recommend keeping an eye on these. And definitely one thing that I think helps a lot is going back in your personal like bank statements or credit card statements and just seeing like, what did I actually spend over the last few months on these items? And that will help you drastically to create a more realistic budget. So $650 on those, we're taking that away from our $2,463, and that gives us a remaining of $1,813. So next up, we're going to sinking funds. So these are the sinking funds that she had listed. She had listed $400 for vacation, $100 for pet, $100 for car, and $100 for miscellaneous. It said emergencies, medical, etc. So I would recommend maybe putting a name to this one, or like just making this your emergency fund contribution possibly. I don't really know. For me personally, I would not like to have a MISC sinking fund because I feel like that could get a little bit confusing, like what you can use it for or that kind of thing. But if that works for you, that is totally fine. So that is $700 going towards sinking funds, and we're going to take that away from our $1,813 running total, and that leaves us with a remaining of $1,113. So next we're going to go down to our debt and savings. So for now, I did just put in our minimum payments for all 3 debts. So let's go ahead and add those. So we have the $45 for the minimum payment for the credit card, We have the $300 for the minimum payment for the personal loan and $174 for the minimum payment for the student loan. And that gives you a remaining balance of $594. If we take the $594 and we add the minimum payment for our credit card, that gives us $639, and that is perfect because our goal was $632. So if you can put $639 a month, you will easily have these paid off by December, and that is great. So that is awesome, and I think a really good plan for you. Now, again, make sure that these numbers are realistic, especially for the personal spending, because like I said, the numbers seem to have gotten cut off. So I'm not sure how much you are actually spending on personal spending, but I would challenge you, if you can, try to maybe keep it at this amount, because that will allow you to put a really good amount towards your debt. Once this credit card is paid off, you'll be able to roll this $600 towards your personal loan. You will get paid off super fast. Then you would have almost $1,000 that you'd be able to put a month towards your student loan. So that is an incredible shovel that you have to be able to pay this debt off super fast. It will get you to where you want to be, which is debt-free. You'll be able to increase your retirement. You'll be able to keep saving for things. And this also is allowing you to still have all of your sinking funds and personal spending. And I think this budget is really balanced. So I hope that this was helpful for you, Jessica. Thank you so much for submitting your budget for review. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments down below. And again, please give Jessica any advice or tips that you have. If there's any gaps in her budget that you see, please call them out. I really want this to be an interactive session between the community and Jessica. So thank you so much again. If you're interested in getting a budget review, I will leave the form link down in the comments and the bio below. Definitely feel free to fill that out, and you may be featured in the next budget review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you in my next video. Bye, guys.